Ukraine's military shared dramatic footage of its fighters targeting a Russian tank convoy close to the Donetsk city of Bakhmut as it continues with its counteroffensive against Russian troops who are positioned across the south and east of the country. Another attempt at attack south of Bakhmut has failed, Ukraine's defense ministry wrote in a post accompanying the clip on Monday that was posted to Twitter, using a derogatory term to refer to Moscow's forces. The decimated city of Bakhmut had borne the brunt of more than a year of some of the heaviest fighting of the ongoing war in Ukraine. A symbolic rather than a strategic stronghold, the city was described by Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky in mid-May as only remaining in our hearts. Russian forces captured the city in May as Wagner Group mercenary forces prepared to withdraw from Donetsk, with the current front line falling just to the west of Bakhmut. However, Ukraine has maintained its forces are battling around the settlement, and Western assessments suggest the war-torn country has retaken territory to the north and south of the city since its counteroffensive started in early June. In the clip posted by Ukraine's government and attributed to Ukraine's 24th Aidar Assault Battalion, a convoy of Russian military vehicles makes its way through the countryside, tracked by what appears to be a Ukrainian drone. In a wider shot, plumes of smoke can be seen as the tanks are targeted by strikes, before the footage shows the remaining, burning wreckage of the military vehicles. Military expert cannot independently verify when or where this footage was filmed, and has reached out to Russia's defense ministry for comment via email. Hanna Maliar, Ukraine's deputy defense minister, wrote in a post to Telegram on Monday that Moscow's troops were attempting to retake positions to the north of Bakhmut, with fighting continuing to the south of the city. Ukrainian fighters had retaken an additional 3 square kilometers of territory around the southern flank of Bakhmut, Maliar added. In general, we can talk about the liberation of 43 square kilometers of our land in this direction, she wrote. Meanwhile, Ukrainian forces carried out limited counteroffensive operations in the area around Bakhmut on Sunday, the Institute for the Study of War, ISW, a U.S.-based think tank, wrote in its latest update, adding Kyiv's fighters may have advanced over the weekend. However, Russian forces may also have gained ground marginally around the city, the ISW wrote, citing geolocated footage from Friday showing minor advances west of Yahidny, a village just to the northwest of Bakhmut. The Russian-backed head of the self-proclaimed Donetsk People's Republic, Denis Pushilin, told Russian state news agency TASS on Monday that Ukraine had been attempting to advance Bakhmut's flanks, with the nearby village of Klishchivka being a hotbed of clashes. Fighting continues in the central part of Klishchivka, Maliar also wrote in her Telegram post on Monday. The situation in the Donbass region is becoming increasingly dire for the Russian military. Over the past hours, Ukrainian forces have breached Russian defenses around the village of Uruzhain. In their retreat, the Russian units in the area suffered hefty casualties. The Russian forces defending the village of Uruzhain suffered a bloody defeat. Someone in the Russian chain of command evidently believed that the position in Uruzhain was about to be overrun by the advancing Ukrainians and gave the order to evacuate, on foot and in broad daylight, in an area under the cover of Ukrainian artillery. Once the Russian commanders gave the order to retreat, there was panic, exposed and lacking any protection whatsoever. Russian forces ran back toward deeper lines of defense. But Ukrainian forces were ready. Using tactical unmanned aerial systems for reconnaissance, the Ukrainians had a good picture of what was going on in Uruzhain. Once they saw columns of Russian soldiers fleeing on foot, the Ukrainians called in artillery. Carnage ensued. In a couple of videos published by the Ukrainian Ministry of Defense, one can see the columns of dismounted Russian troops running away and getting obliterated by artillery fire. Besides conventional rounds, the Ukrainians fired cluster munitions that are designed for exactly these situations. They have a devastating effect on concentrations of troops. The battle shows the lackluster Russian command and control system. Russian forces would probably have enjoyed a better fate if they had stayed put in the village and fought instead of running. the situation doesn't look promising for the Russian forces in the Donbass and in southern Ukraine.
Закончим!
Пошел! Вторая двойка, работай!